up with it, my AP family? It's your boy LAPA coming through with another video. You guys already know why I'm here, man. Pushing the tails by way of my experiences for the YGs, for the reoffenders, man, so that they don't go into the system or they won't go back. And as you can tell by the good old caption, that thumbnail, that unya, shit. It's been a long time coming. 39 seconds, 6 dudes. I got disciplined, sick in Mississippi. So let me go ahead and tell you this story, man. It's a long time coming. I've been wanting to tell this story for a minute. Um, and I figured it was the right time to do, especially being that I dropped that video about drug use in prison and things like that. So, Mississippi. I told you guys Mississippi stories before. I was over there, man. It was legitimately like why for prison. You know what I'm saying? Like we were out there. It was a wild east type of situation, and it was pretty much the wild west to us. And I was in Old Block, and I think it was in A pod or C pod, whichever one is goes to the left. It's been years. So when you go into the building, the first one to the left. Anybody that's been in Mississippi Old Block, let me remind me if it's A or C pod. I can't remember. I want to say C pod, but I'm not sure. Anywho, so I'm there with my homeboys, man. A couple of my homeboys. My Sully was my homeboy from my neighborhood. He's the one that did most of my tattoos, except for my neck, my back of my head, and my whole back. Um, and so just the stories that I told before, guys, the ones we were power struggling with these cats when they told on our plug, they told on our plug, we were bringing in dope. They were hating on us. They tried to remove one of the homies from East LA. Not they removed him. He landed there with us. For those of you guys that remember that story, um, and then the dude, some dudes ends up locking it up for some different reason, and they try to put it on him that he was the one that told. But we all knew it was them. They were fucking haters. We had no proof. How the fuck can you prove somebody's a snitch? You know what I'm saying? There was no paperwork. They just dropped dimes. They dropped the kite. There's no way to prove that. You know. So my point is that there was animosity. There was animosity. And I was fucking around at the time, man. We were fucking around. I was getting high, but we were bringing dope in as well. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much when they fucked up our plug, left me out to dry. I was strung out. I was trying to do whatever hustle I could to stay well, to get well, meaning I was dope sick. And I had that hatred in my heart. And there was this dude from SD. This dude from SD, he was from Otai. You know, this dude fucking thought he was a shit, bro. And the only reason I was already on thin ice. The homies were on thin ice, but we had already told each other like, hey, enough is enough. And we've been through a lot of shit. It was maybe about 6 months of every day being strapped up, going bumping heads with these dudes and all that. But we had seen signs that uh, because of the shit that we did and we went against the grain, that righteous senores were involved, and there was some of our allies that were telling us like, hey, there's senores out here that are like now they know what's going on. So now we really got to be on our P's and Q's, and now we can't just be doing anything that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? That being said, for those of you that don't know what an R is, I had dropped the R before, um, and they pretty much swept it under the rug. Um, and on this time, man, I had my thing, my banger. I had my a knife. I had a knife in my waist. I went into the shower. For those of you that remember, we used to go into Mississippi in the showers. The last stall was strictly, for the most part, for pissing, because the day room out there didn't have toilets, you know. And if you wanted to go use the restroom, they used to tell you like, well, you're gonna have to stay inside. And when you're supposed to be outside, it's mandatory to stay out there in the day room because we had blacks and all that. In case something jumps off, you couldn't be inside. So everybody pretty much used to piss on the last stall because they didn't have no restroom. Unless you needed to take a shit, the homies weren't tripping. You know what I'm saying? If you need to take a piss in the shower. So I went in there, man, took a piss in the shower, and on the way out, I dropped the fierro. I dropped it. Boom. Nobody seen shit. This whole side of the day room was all camaradas. But somebody, one of the homies that was hating on me and was on that fool's nutsack. That dude from SD, man, from Otai. He knows who he is if he sees this. His first name started with a D. His placazo started with a D, but I will say no more because I don't know if he's active or not. Stocky dude, tatted down, all that. You know, he was a snake. He was a two-face, bro. And so he had the block. He had the pod, right? Everybody was scared of this dude. And the reason he hated us was because we weren't scared of this motherfucker. We weren't scared of him. It was, but what about T? What about T? Like, what if he like? Everybody was scared of this dude, homie. And to me, it's just like, man, I ain't scared of this motherfucker, man. And I'm telling you guys, I don't think I'm a badass. I'm none of those things. But you got me fucked up. Coming from Corcoran and all that shit, like I know what's up. This dude coming in here trying to intimidate dudes and shit like that. He got his shield right here, all that. Bro, I don't give a fuck, homie. I earned my shield 3 times over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, it's just like, but I'm one of those dudes that if I fuck up, I won't fight. I won't go against the grain. I'll take what I got coming. And sure enough, man, they give me the quebrada the first time because, you know, I have 2 or 3 of my homeboys there. And we'll be damned if you're going to touch one of our homeboys. You ain't going to remove us. You got us fucked up. So even though organization members were aware of the situation, it was still a different world. And we were still kind of like YA type shit. So anyways, they see me drop the fierro. I picked it right back up. No harm, no foul. But the dude caught wind of it. And he caught wind of it. And boom, right away, he gets at the bloquero. Like, hey, this fool's his second offense, this and that. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, yeah, I fucked up. On a 180, if I would have done that shit, I had something coming. You know what I'm saying? So to me, in my mind, I'm like, fuck it. You know, it is what it is. But I went to my cell, my homeboy, and then my crimies down the way, and then the homie from the 2 other homies are there too, our road dogs, and we got together, and sure enough, they're like, hey, well, what do you want to do, Loon? You know what I'm saying? You want to go against the grain, or what's up? Or are you gonna pretty much take whatever they got coming towards you? I was like, look, homie, I ain't gonna fucking put none of you guys in jeopardy. I fucked up. I dropped that shit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Plus our little bit of money. It is what it is, man. But that's what they used because we were always making money. We were always trying to find plugs on the N block or N block right across the way. The homies were still hitting for us. We were bringing in little grams at a time. So we're fucking around, but we're always so paying shit off. You know, so they couldn't hit me from that angle, and they knew it. But they got me off a rule violation, me dropping something that I wasn't supposed to drop. And obviously, if a black sees me dropping a knife, that's a violation. They're not supposed to know that we have knives, right? Like they don't know. But it's a rule. It is what it is. So I told him, look, man, whatever they decide, man, I'll take it like a champ. Don't trip. You know, I thought it was gonna be like, like a quick 13 seconds, boom, 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 go at it with 2 dudes. But what the homies, what we did tell them is like, well, they told the homies, we're gonna have to remove them, you know. And I told them shit, and the homies told them too, like you ain't gonna remove any of us, you know what I'm saying? So they had been touching dudes up in the little corner, and pretty much that's what went down. We told them like, look, you ain't gonna remove a homeboy, and I told them you ain't gonna remove me, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take whatever I have coming right here in this corner, straight up. And because they couldn't remove me, what did they give me? They didn't give me 13 seconds. They didn't give me 26 seconds. They gave me 39 seconds. And for those of you guys that don't understand what the hell that means, is 13 times 3 is 39, right? And instead of having 2 dudes for the whole 39 seconds, what do? They use 2 dudes for 13 seconds. And then the second 13 seconds, 2 fresh dudes. The third, 2 fresh dudes. And when they told me that, the homies were like, well, fuck this shit, homie. What's up? Let's just fucking get off on these fools. I told them, don't trip. Fuck it. I'll take it, homie. Don't worry about it. Because these fools were politicking, man. They were just trying to find, because we had a senor on our side too. You know, the homies. I wasn't plugged in. I didn't want to be plugged in. But my homeboy was plugged in and his camarada was plugged in. And I was like, look, man, I'm not going to start a whole fucking beef or this shit. We're all going to fucking stab each other up, go back to Cali. And I don't want to go to Cali being in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, look, it ain't no thing. You know, I'm going to take what I got coming, and it is what it is. So I went to the back. I went to the corner. Boom. I get ready to take off my shirt. And the first 2 dudes they put on me was a dude from Little Hood and a dude from Moreno Valley. I forgot what neighborhood he was from. And me and him had been cool up until that point. But by this point, I don't think he liked me very much because we were always going against the grain. And at this point, they had bought him off. They were kissing his ass and favoritism type shit. So he rushes me. The dude for Little Hood I was cool with. So who am I gonna take off on? So when they rush me, I take off on that fool. Boom, 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 boom. They both get me. These fools are stocky. They're healthy. I'm not. I'm going at it with these fools. Boom, 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 boom. 13 seconds. Stop. Whew. They got me a few times. The second wave. Boom. Two dudes come at me. Boom, 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 boom. One of them hits me good. And by this point, I'm tired. I'm tired. They push me up against. They're getting me. I'm trying to cover my face. Boom, 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 boom. They're getting me. Boom, bam. And they stop it. That dude from SD, his cell happened to be right there in the corner. So he was inside his cell. This piece of shit was inside his cell. And if you're watching this, dude, I don't like you, homie. I don't like you. And I still, if I ever catch you on the streets, we're gonna catch that fade. That's it. I'm not threatening your family or no serious violence. We're gonna take a walk to the alley if I ever see you on the streets. And I've always held that in my heart, because you did too much, but I still took it like a champ, homie. Couldn't break me. He was watching in his cell. He was watching, and he told him to stop. About maybe half of the second round of 13 seconds, he stopped halfway through. They're like, hey, let him compose himself. Let him compose himself. Because I was kind of kneeling down. Got up. Boom. They rushed me. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going. Boom, boom. They got me. I really couldn't do much more. I was tired as fuck. And they finished the second round. Boom. Now I'm sitting here. I'm bleeding. I got a black eye already. I could feel it. And I got one more round to go. One more round to go. Boom. The third round came at me. Boom, 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 boom. I swung like twice at this point. Try to ball up. Boom, boom. They pushed me back. Boom, 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 boom. This was said, stop. Let him get up. Let him get up. Boom. Because I was kneeling down. Boom, boom. I got up. So fuck, let's get it. Boom. Rush me again. Boom, 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 boom. He stopped the last round like 4 times. He stopped it 4 times. They wanted to set an example on me. They hated us so much. This was supposed to be a regular calentada, right? 13 seconds. But they tried to make an example on us because we had been going against the grain. They knew they couldn't get us all because we were gonna blast the shit out of them. So they took this occasion and they took advantage of it. By the time it was all said and done, man, my nose was crooked, bleeding. I had 2 black eyes. I was fucked up. I was fucked up. I went in the shower, spitting out blood. My whole inside of my shit was fucking split. And my homeboy comes up to me. They were pissed. They were pissed, and I could tell my homeboy was right there. And he was one of the ones saying, "Hey, homie, nah, Charlie, homie, ya estuvo, yeah." He was one of the ones trying to protest. And so every time it would do that, the homies would be like, they'll look like paniqueados, be like, "Oh shit," because all 4 of my homeboys were right there watching it. You know what I'm saying? And my crime, he turned around, and it wasn't until the last round where he was watching, and he couldn't. You could tell my homie wanted to jump in, but I had told him, by no means are you gonna jump in. And in between, they're like, "You're all right, Looney? You're all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." I just nodded at him like, "I'm good. Let's get this. Let's get this out the way." You know, I've taken ass whoopings in my life, man. I used to live right next to the Lopers, man. For those of you guys that don't know what that means, for those of you that do, I used to catch ass whoopings coming home from school as a youngster. Even as I got into my teens, man, I got my ass beat by 5 grown ass men before, bro, and bigger ass whooping than that. On the streets, they don't have to stop. You know what I'm saying? So the point of the story is this, man. Sometimes when you go into prison, motherfuckers are gonna hate on you. There's reglas in there that if you break, motherfuckers gonna hate on you. They hate you. They're gonna put extras on the shit, and that's just what it is. I was fucking up as well, but I slipped and I gave my enemy a reason politically to come after me by dropping something that I wasn't supposed to drop. You know what I'm saying? They already wanted me because of everything that had transpired. And, obviously the lesson in this story, guys, youngsters, don't go to prison, especially if you're with the business. If you're with the business, man, fuck gangs, fuck all that shit, man. Get a career. Take care of your family. That's real balls. Taking care of your family, your kids, raising a family, that's real balls, bro. Put your energy and your quota and your strength into something that fucking matters. Not this type of fucking bullshit ass fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is one of the times where I wanted to tell you guys I took my calentada. The most important part about this was this. Everybody in that pod that was scared of that dude, everybody was like, that's right, Loon. That's right. Everybody came up to me. What's up, dog? You all right or what? You need anything, let me know. You need anything, let me know. The pride and the emotional feeling that I felt from all these cats finally seeing somebody stand up to them, because they knew eventually they were going to target one of us. That dude was targeting everybody. He had taxed all kinds of dudes. But when it got to me, I took it like a champ. And I was the one that got 3 waves. And I took that shit. Like 2 or 3 dudes PC'd up. That's why the homies were mad at him, because he was trying to break homies. He was trying to break homies. I just dropped a video before this one on dude before dudes trying to break homies, and this was a perfect example of dudes trying to break a homie before he made him. He was one of them dudes that was anytime he had power, he would abuse that power, and I don't know what ended up happening to him, but I'm pretty sure. I'll be surprised if that fool didn't go to this side, because he's a piece of shit. And if he didn't go to the other side, that's because he went back over there, he stayed in his lane, and he didn't say shit, and he paroled. And that was that. That's the type of weenie that fool is, you know? But anywho, I stood my ground. I made that fool look stupid as fuck by not fucking bowing down to him. And that's just what it is, man. That's always what I've been. That's what gives you heart. So when you go to this bullshit, little YouTube bullshit, to me, it's just like, man, it ain't nothing. Fighting ain't nothing, you know? But I don't encourage it. Only if you have to defend yourself. Anywho, that was the pride that I felt. The fellas coming up to me. And after that, man, that fool made himself look stupid by trying to break one of us. He couldn't do it. One life saved us, one life blessed. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You guys, I'm good. I'm out.